Today is September, this Saturday, so my calendar is here, so and to make sure I say the right date, September 14th, Saturday, 2024. It's in the morning. I don't know the exact time. I can see any watch here, so I think it's 10 something, 10:30 or something. I had my tea Saturday morning. Usually I make the tea with cream and sugar, and I drink in this cup. Every day is a fresh start. This morning, I got a text from my friend. She sent it last night, almost midnight. I was sleeping. Poor girl, she had a lot going on in her side. So this morning when I saw her text, the first thing I did is I prayed for her, because she has been helping me a lot throughout as I'm going through this journey. So I prayed for her so that things are manageable. She had a lot going on, especially yesterday. But that's why we are there, right? And then we had a little chat on the phone, and later sometime during the day I might talk to her again. To be there for each other and help each other to navigate the difficult journeys that we are in. That's important, because remember the times that people probably helped you, so you want to be there for them. Not only that, you want to be there for them now, so that later when you need help, there is someone there to lend a hand. And that comes exactly from how it is mentioned in the Dale Carnegie book. Because if we don't help people when time comes, we won't have anybody to help us out. Anyways, I hope, things start to settle down on her side. I have started praying as a regular practice, and for you, either you believe in God, universe, or even if you're atheist, there could be something. If you're atheist, maybe, I don't know how the belief goes, maybe you believe in yourself so much that excuse me, sorry, I need a napkin. As I keep these videos very raw, I don't edit anything, I don't plan exactly what I'll be talking or anything, so that's why I'm keeping this. Normally on YouTube, this kind of parts you'd actually cut, and then stitch the videos and then put a nicer version or something. Since these are video journaling, I just keep it very raw. I don't edit anything at all. Anyway, this is also to encourage people. Sometime, if you think this is something that can help you, you can do it, because this has worked a really good way for me to stay accountable, to continue in this journey, to continue the journey on the path of learning. And even this morning, I was telling my daughter Alice about how one of the kid was not very nice to her, and I was telling her that for her to be nice to that kid still, and then she's like, yeah, but he's not nice to me. So I reminded her that it's so easy. It's easy for anybody to be nice to somebody who is nice to us, right? The real test is to try to be nice and kind to the people who are not nice to us. And that's what this book I was talking about a lot. I haven't read it in a long time. Desmond Tutu and Dalai Lama. And Desmond Tutu says this: we grow in kindness when our kindness is tested. We grow in kindness when our kindness is tested. And the kindness is tested when we have to be kind to people who are not kind to us. Because, you know, when we have to be kind to somebody who are already kind to us, it's easy. That's our comfort zone. And when we need to be kind to somebody who doesn't like us, who is not kind to us, that's when we have growth. And for kids, it's also not only what we tell them, what we practice ourselves. And I'll be honest, sometimes what I tell Alice, I don't always practice it myself, but we are human beings, so we gotta be kind to ourselves, that sometimes we will have missteps. But then again, progress is not a straight line. We will fall, we'll get up and keep making progress. And then eventually we'll get there where we want to be. And I tell her that too, because as she grows up, I don't want her to feel the pressure that she has to be always right. We are right sometime. We follow the path that we need to, but sometime we will fail, and it's okay. But that doesn't mean we give up. We keep the practice, we continue practicing, and only then, we'll have progress and we'll keep going there. So this morning I saw this quote on the Insight Timer app. It said, it was from Thomas Edison. It was something like, vision without execution is just hallucination. Vision without execution is just hallucination. It might have been written a little differently, but overall that's the thought. Any kind of vision that we have, let's say for me, when I wrote it down, a friend told me, and when I wrote it down, that a year from now, so I'm working towards something, and what I want Alice to see me as, and I wrote it down as a kind and compassionate human being, and that's my goal. And if I don't execute it, that's a hallucination, right? So anywhere you want to be, whether it's job or home or finding a loving partner or kids or dream job, travel, saving money, whatever that is, you have your vision, and you can break down that long-term vision to a short-term goal. Say a year from now you want to be that, and then if you don't break it down in a short-term progress, we won't get there. So for me, that's why I try to measure my progress. Sometimes day after day I have progress, and sometimes I see that from the day before to the next day I tanked, and then I try to pull myself up, and that's okay, as long as we are, if you're here, you're gonna get there. It's not gonna be like this. You're gonna fall down and go up and fall down and go up. Eventually you'll get there. So that's a year-long vision. And I started my journey as of late last year, and I don't know where I am in that journey. Here and there I got distracted, so maybe, I don't know, I'm somewhere here, so I still need to get there where I want to be. But I'm making progress. I know in my heart that I'm making progress. I am learning the things that are really important in life, the things that we all, as a human being, we know that the things we can compromise and the things that we absolutely need for our well-being, and to what are the things that we need to do so that it brings out the best in ourselves. We all have, and I always talk about this, the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, and we have these weeds in our mind, and some of it is we can't control ourselves, and it's the limiting belief, and all of that we need to keep working on a continuous basis with this 5%. And as we keep working it, actually what happens is this starts to convert, like, this 95% converts, comes down, and this 5% can keep growing to 10 to 15 to more, because we live more consciously. It doesn't stay in that, because if it stayed in that 95% here, 5% here, no matter what we do, then people will give up those practice, right? So the point is that you want to shrink this and you want to grow this, and over time, as we keep practicing, that happens. So whatever way you practice, either the going to a temple, church, meeting with friends, or as a family you pray together, or whichever way you keep your bucket full is going to help to grow this, because that's where inner peace is, that's where happiness is. And when our bucket is full, that's when we can spread it, that overflows. So it's important to do those things that are healthy for us emotionally and physically. And sometimes we gotta push ourselves, and a lot of time pushing ourselves happens through like-minded people. Like, I remember I'm trying hard to lose weight. So last weekend when I went with my friend at a restaurant, at a taco restaurant, and I remember, so she ordered 2 tacos and I ordered 3 tacos. I could have ordered 2, but anyway, I did 3. And then she's like, oh, I should have ordered the corn tacos for the less calorie. And I tried corn tacos once. I like the fried ones, tostada, but then if they're soft tacos, I don't like the corn tacos. I go for the flour tacos. And that helped me. I was like, maybe if I switch from flour tortillas to corn tortillas, it'll have less calorie. And the next few days when I went to the gym, next to the gym there's a store, grocery store, and I went there and I bought a few things. One of the things was the corn tacos. And at that time when I had made some tacos, and I kind of figured out a way to soften it up, because corn tacos sometimes they can break. So if you heat it up a little bit on the pan, or also in the microwave with a little sprinkle of water, they soften up, and then it's easier to eat the taco. They don't fall apart. So I give this example because sometimes people around us, what they do that helps us to stay on the path, and that, those little things add up, because I'm trying so hard to lose weight, and then if I do, that'll make me happy. That's who I am. I always liked to be on the thinner side, and I always was. I think I had this much struggle to lose weight when after Alice was born, and I had the mommy fat, mommy weight, and then eventually after trying hard, I was able to lose the weight. But that's okay. Eventually, I'll get there. This time, I'm trying to be kind to myself, not push too hard. Pushing hard, but not too hard. You gotta be kind and gentle to yourself, because anything that is extreme is not good. So anyway, so to me today, when I saw that quote about vision without execution is hallucination. So basically, vision is like a dream, and sometimes we would have those good dreams at night, or the daydreaming, and we're like, oh, I wish I had that. It's like a wish, right? So if you think of Amazon, you have the things on your wish list, and then when you're really ready to buy it, you put it on your cart. Cart is, I think, the planning part of that wish, right? Okay, I want to be that, and then you plan it in the cart. You have this long-term vision, and then you chunk it in like a weekly or monthly plan, and then you purchase it, and that's the execution, right? So so anything in our life, we have to have that you have to add that in the shopping cart. We have to have a real executable plan that we can measure. It's almost like a work, but in a fun way, right? We have to have the plan that's at work, because I'm prepping for an interview, so that's why I'm like thinking more in that line. I think there's like you have to have SMART plan, and SMART is an acronym. I think I forgot what it is. M is measurable, and attainable. A means, I think, attainable. I have to look for the other things, what they are. And T is probably testable, that you can test it and make sure that you can measure the outcome. So that's important. That's important to reach to that goal, because if the vision is so important that you want to be, that matches with your purpose, you want to do that, right? Otherwise, our life will be like as if we are on a conveyor belt and we won't get there, and it will be a hallucination, like how Thomas Edison said. So yeah, if it's something that, in my case, if I want to be that kind and compassionate person, I have to keep practicing. Like, for example, this morning, Alice was not fully cooperating with her breakfast. Some other weekends I will have a hard time with that, but this morning I just let go. I'm like, okay, it's not as she ended up eating, but not at the time when I wanted. It was like she had her breakfast closer to 10 o'clock, but I'm like, okay, that's fine, you know. So those are the little things we can make it like, I don't know, it's just having the patience. Like, it's, as I was talking to this, and again, these are the things that I really like when I make these videos, as I keep talking and the new things pop up in my mind, and that's why I'm talking about the importance of journaling. As you journal or talk, it's like talking to yourself. And in my case, I feel like I'm talking to all of you guys, people who come watch these videos, and I don't even know you in person, but some of your names I know from the repeat comments or repeat thumbs up, that you keep coming and watching, and I really so appreciate it, because it gives me the inspiration to keep going. So thank you so much. I lost my train of thought a little bit, because I feel so deeply grateful for your support. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so something came to my mind as I was talking. Yesterday I talked about how loving, like how to love from this book or the other book, how Thich Nhat Hanh talks about love is understanding. And then as I was talking about it, it popped up to my mind how love is also about patience, because we have to have the patience to understand someone's perspective, because if we don't have that patience, I don't think we will get into that understanding zone. So it is important to increase that patience. And one way to increase the patience is letting go of the control, right? Because control and the patience is opposite of each other. So I think in life, we tend to want to control the things that we can control. Also, we want to control the things that is outside of our control, and that is what causes anxiety, stress, and all of that. So more we let go of the things that we can't control, we leave it to God, we leave it to the universe or whatever, and the patience grows, right? I remember asking somebody wise and older than me, like, how do you grow patience? And I think she said, you just practice, and over time it grows. And I think just have to resonate with you. So that helped me, but this, like what I just thought in my head, is probably more resonating. And that's the thing, as what resonates with us is going to help us to grow. So I think letting go of control would increase my patience level, and that helps at your home with your friend and also at your workplace, pretty much everything, right? So that is something I'm going to keep practicing, because this is something that, I don't know, it's like the aha moment for me myself. I don't know if it's going to resonate with you or not. Yeah, I love this moments when I keep talking and some, I don't know, random thing that comes to my head and that really, really resonates. Try doing that for yourself, and you might surprise yourself. These are something that I did not encounter. I'm making these videos now. It's almost close to 4 months, 3.5 to be specific. But when I kept talking in these videos, even for an hour, sometimes, generally I think 30 minutes plus minus, but sometimes I would even talk close to an hour. But these are the thoughts, or this aha moment didn't come to my mind in the first month or two, maybe. After that, now I think in the longer videos, in the morning journaling videos, is when usually when I keep talking and something would pop up, and I'm like, oh, that's the key, right? Because a lot of times we know what to do, we know where to go, and where sometimes we fall short is how to get there, right? And then that how, if you believe in God and you just have complete faith in God, that how, God will show you that how. And in some way, God doesn't necessarily talk to our conscious mind, it's the subconscious, right? And in Think and Grow Rich, that book by Napoleon Hill, he talks about how this is also called autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is something that comes to your subconscious mind, and these are those that if you can sync your subconscious mind with that higher power, the frequency is same, then those thought or suggestion would come to your mind. And sometime you would have this aha moment by yourself when you're talking to yourself, or a friend might say that to you, or somebody closer to you might say that to you, and it'll just resonate. And that is that. Since I believe in God, I would say that God gave me that idea just as I was talking through things, and it just makes me feel better. It makes me feel more connected to God. So anything that resonates with you is go with that, and it will resonate. It'll help you to get there, where you want to be. So anyway, with that, I'm going to do a couple of deep breathing and do intention setting and visualization. And throughout the day, I think I'll keep doing some grounding technique to be at the present moment, and also do my mantra of the camera, because if you can do the mantra 5 times a day, that really stays in your mind, and it helps with every action that you take, because more or less almost all the actions that we take, if it aligns with our ultimate goal, then it helps us to get there faster. And in some way, one other realization that I had, I think a couple of days ago, while I was listening to some video, I talk about this point A to point B, like how Joe Dispenza would say, the process from here to here, what you become in the process from this to this is your destination, is the most important part, because situation exists. Whatever in our mind all exists here, and here, but it's about we ourselves changing, our frequency level changing, and then we attract this. But another interesting way to think about this is we are not really moving there. What happens is from here, we change ourselves to the frequency. So think of it as like frequency is like 100 and this is 500. So we do all the necessary changes here, the practices and the, I don't know, going to the temple or church or being a nice and kind person, all of that, when we do, we change, and then we don't necessarily go there. This comes here, we attract. That's the part of attracting and manifesting, right? So the point could be same, because there is no time space in how Joe Dispenza said, there is no time space reality. It's all in our mind. So what happens is we are not necessarily moving from here to here. All of these are in existence. And what is happening in the long run is just we are changing ourselves to fit to that reality, and that reality just shows up because we match with that frequency. And there are many other ways they explain that you know, you are here in one point, and then it's like a TV channel or radio channel. If you are, you know, trying to connect to, I don't know, Disney Channel, and if you are trying, and Disney is, say, I don't know, 150 on TV, and you're trying everything else like 100, 125, and 95, so it's not connecting to Disney. So eventually, as you keep trying, eventually you will get to that 150, and that is the Disney Channel, and then it'll just show up, right? So it's important to keep practicing, keep trying. It reminds me of another thing that Edison said when they say he had 10,000 failure before he invented the light bulb, and he wouldn't call it as failure. He said he just figured out 10,000 ways how it wouldn't work, and then the next one is something that worked. So it's same thing with the channels. You just keep trying all of them in different ways. I mean, it's metaphor, of course, and then eventually you get there. So as long as you keep trying, universe will bend its rule. God will give you the thing that you want. You just have to keep going. And all the days are not going to be same. Some days you'll feel supercharged, super pumped, and some days you'll feel sad. And a couple days ago I had one of those days, and then I didn't even know why I was feeling sad. And my friend, she was asking me, you know, what happened? And I said, you know, nothing really happened. It's just, I don't know, like I was just feeling down. And that's okay. Sometime in our life is moment to moment. And so if you're feeling bad at 12 o'clock, you might feel good at 1 o'clock after doing something. And a lot of time I emphasize about physical actions. So meaning going to the gym, going for a walk, or I don't know, going for a coffee, whatever, to break that pattern. And that helps on the same day. Sometimes you have to do something different to break that pattern, break that thought pattern, because thinking creates the feeling creates the action. So thinking, feeling, action, and it goes in cycle. That same action creates, and so if there's a way to break that, meaning you're taking a negative action or neutral action, instead of that you go take a positive action. You go to a coffee shop or something and be nice to somebody, and that sometimes helps in different ways. That you might be very nice and kind to the barista, and in return they will be nice to you, and that will help you to feel better in your, you know, the thinking, feeling, action. And then the next, it will encourage you to think better, feel better, and do something more positive. So we ourselves, we are the only one who can break the pattern of our thought. So we have to, easiest way to do is the action, but then again you have to push your mind to do that, to do it on the same day. And sometimes you may not feel like pushing yourself, and it is okay. And that's when the next day comes. Every day is a fresh start. It is okay to not being able to push ourselves on the same day. And the next day you have that break of all night. And generally in the morning, if you can control your thought in the morning, as soon as you wake up, you either practice gratitude, you pray, or something good that you do, that makes a big difference. That's what I at least noticed in myself. It's important to not carry the negative thought or challenges as soon as we wake up. If you can break that pattern, I think in my mind that itself is 50% of your day. If you can do several gratitude, or you can just do a little prayer. Like this morning when I saw my friend's text, and first thing I did is I prayed for her. And I think that set my day in a positive way, and I was able to let go of a lot of other things. So anyway, we just got to find what works for us, what resonates with us. I hope these videos help some way, shape, or form to you also to keep going if you are going through some challenges. I'm going through a lot of different things which I don't talk about. Someday I will share more, but a lot of you guys who have been seeing me through this channel, you know that in spring and summer, on top of other things, I went through a lot of challenges when Alice was having constant doctor's appointment. Thankfully, her arm is better after surgery and all that. So, yeah. So, you know, there are cycles, things can be very, very challenging sometimes, and sometimes things can be okay, and it could be good. You know, you just have to, what is the saying? They say, I think, roll with the punches or something. You know, just have to keep going towards your goal. And then if we want our kids to learn from ourselves, the best way to teach, they say, is follow your own advice, right? And I'm trying to do that. Sometimes I fail, I'll be honest, because we are all human beings. Our advice would be more perfect than we can live up to. But that also sometimes is the point that we have something to go by, because if we know in our heart what is right, what we want to do, eventually if we keep trying, we'll be able to get there. Anyway, I'll finish the video. This evening, my daughter, she has a play date. She's super excited. And there's 2 kids and my friend, my daughter. And I'm going to make some mac and cheese for them and loaded nachos to eat dinner together. So that'll be fun. And I'm going to study some for my interview later next week. So I think that'll be fun too, because I'm getting to learn something new as part of this interview. So I'm excited about that. Okay, well, I hope your weekend goes good, and I'm grateful that today I had the opportunity to make this longer video, and grateful for the sunny day, the blue sky, and the trees, Mother Earth. My tea I had this morning, the fresh water, and could be grateful for so many things if you look around. I think Jack Canfield said, if you look around yourself and think of your life 10 years ago, there are a lot of things that you had in your mind, but you did not possess, but now you do. And those are some things you can be thankful for, right? Okay, with that, I'll finish the video, and, you know, treat yourself with something, even if it's little something, going out for 5 minutes, going for coffee, going with your friends or family for lunch or dinner, or to a park. You know, those little memories is what counts in the long run. The day-to-day just goes out the window. We don't remember what we did on September 14, 2024. If I do something specific that makes me feel better is what will go in that, you know, consciousness, the awareness, and those are the things that, you know, when I talked about that 95% and 5% how we can grow, that's how we can grow. Like, we do something really good that feeds our soul, not only our mind, and that's when the awareness and the consciousness grows. So feed your soul the things that you feel really good about, you know, the things that makes you think like you lost track of time, which was last Sunday for me when I was hanging out with my friend, and she had some work to do, and not work, but other things related to her house, and I was helping her out with some things, and then we were hanging out and talking about subconscious mind and God, and those are the things that feeds my soul. And I don't know, we spent like 4 or 5 hours together, I think, or maybe even longer. And the time just flew by. Time just flew by. And those are the things that feeds our soul. Those are the deeper seeds in our subconscious. And those are the things that helps us grow this awareness and the consciousness, the positivity. So do something that helps you to, water those seeds in your soul. Okay, bye.